People that really know me know the amount of love, compassion I have for everything. But I'm tired of talking on this video. I need to be out of this body. But there's something, again, that I need to bring up that's important to people who are in body that are source, as well as to this movement. And also another laugh. And a couple of things I'm going to mention quickly. Okay. Excuse me. Just for the hell of it, it's 10:27 p.m. Saturday, May 11th, 5/11/2019. Excuse me. I don't have anyone to get me out of this body. The body has to keep being destroyed naturally. I can't just physically harm this body. Because what the hell kind of message is that? What am I leaving? Wake up, find yourself, use your abilities, and then just kill yourself? No. I'm supposed to be taking blood pressure medicine, high blood pressure medicine, and other heart medicine. I'm not taking it. Is that suicide? No. I'm just not helping myself stay alive any longer. I was supposed to be on oxygen years ago. Have I ever done that? Will I ever? No. That's not committing suicide. It's not a call for help. It's just not wanting to be here. My last life still had to be shot 4 times in the abdomen and chest to get me out of the body. And that's when the original first being male and female were still alive. The light flickered when I said that. I've got new lighting and stuff in here, but still, it doesn't matter. It's just other parts of myself outside of the body making a comment. Sometimes I need to get a hold of someone's attention. I have everyone bothered at me right now, and I love everyone, but I don't give a damn. I have everyone bothered about, not at me, about everything, just about the fact that I'm still here. ET's waiting to come down and stuff to do, blah, blah, blah. People at a source waiting to crank up people. Well, I have, I've said in videos for the last year, 2 years, that until I get home on the other side, those people that are source inside do not go trying to crank people up. It's not going to happen. Everything goes through the field. Here's someone cranking someone up. Here's someone who's being cranked up. Going through them and everywhere else is the field. It's part of me. It's part of what's in this body. Okay? Not Jay, it's part of me, Arae. Funny thing about that too, I'll tell you in a minute. Not about that, about some new schmuck, Bob Price or Dickie Price or Tom Price or something like that. I don't know. I don't care. Just another schmuck. Anyway, but that's what it is. Now, the field energy, I broke off of myself in May of 2013. That was my job. Once the original first being male and female will finally totally kill off, then it becomes the next primary source energy, the next alpha source energy's job to do that. Well, the big body of Arae was still alive, but it wouldn't do it by his own design, wanted me to do it. And anyway, I put part of myself out, and then he literally would take some of the energy, I'd pull it back in, and look, because it wasn't doing anything. I could see it and feel it, that it was messed up. And after having gone through that about 5, 6, 7 times, I said to hell with it, and I went after Arae, and he's dead. The big part of him is dead. This little piece is running around. Very few left. That and Lydia, they're the problem children of Source. Anyway. So, those people that are Source are trying to crank up people that want to crank up want source energy in them. The people that are supposed to receive the energy are being screwed with. At least 3 or 4 times a week, I kill over 1,000 things on the other side. Kill them, delete them, store them, getting rid of them. It's just now the last 2 days slowed down. Dan and I have a ton of animal essence hanging around us. Very strong. They've been cranked up hard and they were out of body, so I could let it rip. Anyway, the people that are trying to crank up people, they're in a body. They have that filter going over their head that can be screwed with. That'll keep the energy coming out of the body, as well as something going in the upper crown or into the base chakra, and literally feed you high vibrations of anxiety. It's fear. Fear and anger are the only 2 emotions there are, and anger is developed through fear. And they're located in the base chakra. Okay? There's an energy focal point in there that consists of those energies. You can work with it, do stuff with it, but you cannot delete what's in there until after you're out of body. So they can keep the people that's trying to crank other people from doing anything. So what's going on is the source part of me is literally keeping that energy from doing any more than just touching the other person and making sure the other person can feel something. But that's it. That's why I try to warn you people until I can get home and finish cleaning up the mess, to not try to go out and crank other people up. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think you can do. You can't, because I'm not letting it happen, number one. And too much other stuff on the other side is screwing with you and the person you're trying to crank up. What happens if you keep trying to crank people up and you can't do it? How is that going to help you later on when it's time to do your job and crank people up? I know there's a couple of people out there. I'm part of Arae. I'm part of Lily. I can do this. No, you can't. No, you can't. You're all being screwed with. Whether you all like it or not, power-wise, none of you can even hold a candle to me. And I'm doing it for you. So that every time you do it, you have nothing but a success story like myself. So I had to come on here to say that. Now I think it's Tom Price, some nitwit running around. He's saying you're always going to find some saying that the Arae and Lily energy is, among other things, he says they're evil and keeping the new water from coming, and in the new water the government's going to be put on lockdown. It's going to be martial law. That's all bullshit. Never going to happen. Okay, you can take any moron. The guy is 27% lower frequencies. Okay, he can't see or feel shit. He never will. He literally listens to what other people says. See who's got the more hits and what's popular, what's not. Devises a thought process to feed you, and people like it. People searching on the internet said, yeah, this makes me feel good about myself, or this makes me feel happy, and that's what I want. Well, all I got to offer is the truth, the what and why. Everything comes out in the end. It doesn't matter. Do I care about him? Yes. Does he matter in what he's saying matter? No. He can't stop shit. The majority of that stuff are people that say anything, and there's not many. But the few people that say stuff, there'll be a couple that'll be allowed to keep running their mouth for a certain amount of time. They might be talking on video and literally be made to bite down on the lip hard, and they start bleeding. All kinds of things will be done to help them understand. If not, they'll come out of the body. That doesn't mean everyone all the time at the same time or nothing. There's nothing like that. Things that are really trouble are going to be taken away. He's just a nitwit looking for attention. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, enough time wasted on that. Just flush the toilet bowl. All right, there's a couple of things I want to mention real quick. Hawaii is going to become its own country again, and the U.S. will have one of their islands, and they will be they will own the island, but it'll be it'll be for permanent use, like a permanent residency for the U.S. government, the military, and they will for that they will defend. They will defend Hawaii, the new country of Hawaii, and the people on that island will take care of them too. There's a lot of good parts about this government that aren't out yet, that aren't obvious, but it'll all come out soon. You'll see it over time, and it's going to happen gradual. People in the government that are real problems, some of them drop dead, some of them going to disappear mysteriously. The vast majority of the issues are going to be voted out. It's going to happen peacefully. Okay, so those of you that are talking your shit like martial law and all this other crap, y'all are just, I guess, just looking for attention. Because you're talking shit and you should know it, unless you're just talking what someone else says. And if you don't know they're talking shit, well, then what are you doing, right? Talking someone else's shit. You're still talking shit. So maybe get a big rag and wipe your mouth. Anyway, I've no concern about what's going to happen. What I told you is going to happen will, and you'll find out on your own. Thank you. On your own time. It'll just happen when it needs to. You'll see all the animals leaving. I'd asked Deanna to bring this in a little bit ago. Some people are annoyed I'm not out of my body yet. And I guess for good reason, because they're anxious to go to work and for things to move forward. I don't have anyone to take myself out of this body to separate me from it. I don't have anyone. Not until this body is at its final point of decay will I be taken out, and I'm almost there. I was supposed to take oxygen a long time ago for my lung diseases that have pretty well shut down even blood flow through my lungs. My heart's enlarged, especially the right atrium and ventricle. The right atrium is both sides of the right side of my heart, but especially the atrium, are trying hard to push blood through my lungs, because blood flow, everything through there is collapsing. I live in a state of suffocation. There's no boohoo, Jay. I'm just telling you. When I was George Washington, that's how I died. But my last life is Gandhi. I went through 2 hunger strikes. The second to last one was nasty, but the last one was horrific. Most of all of my organs were trashed. This life, the same thing's happening, just differently. Eventually, as Gandhi, got shot 4 times in the chest, and it wasn't 3. I've been talking about it for years, and finally, about a couple of years ago, I think, it came out that they found my body in a bank vault, and there was a 4th bullet hole went through my ribs on my left side, exactly where I said it was. People, you need to see things for yourself. That's why I've always said, listen to me, do whatever you want with the information, but the information's going to be there for you. That's why I created the Spiritual Foundation. It's not the only place you can ever go to get help, but it's the one place you can always go to that will always give you the proper help for what you need, period. I'll be controlling that explicitly from the other side. Another problem, I've had degenerative joint disease for years. Hell, 2005, I got my right knee replaced, and the left one needed it even more, except I had the right one done first because it was cutting cartilage up, and my knee was so swollen, the pain was worse. I have cirrhosis of the liver, the kidneys, edema. They're all shutting down. Also, my arthritis is really bad, but it's also been growing for a while on the inside of my spine where the spinal cord runs through. So other than having degenerative discs that close up small areas, the arthritis is closing in and rubbing all the nerves raw. And the nerves are what send the information to your organs to keep them going. Right now I'm taking my baclofen 10 milligrams. It's not, you can take a heavier dose. It's all I need right now, but it cuts down shaking and some of this pain I have in my hips. My hips are shot, especially the right hip. Anyway, no boohoo Jay, just telling you that's what's going on right now. I have to wait till this body is just totally shot, and then finally some of my own energy right here will pull me out. It's obvious to anybody that's been watching any of my videos for any while, I can no longer breathe. I've always had trouble, but it's in terminal stage. My heart, same thing. It's pounding right now. The pain in my chest doesn't ever go away. Why am I saying this? For nobody to feel bad about me, man. I want the hell out of here. It's just I get closer. Everybody told me they were getting me out. People I thought I could trust, and then turned out they couldn't. So after having said it 5-7 times, I finally decided whatever. To hell with that, and I had to give up. Even parts of me, if they try to get me out right now, they think I'll attack them, and it's not the case. It doesn't matter. I'm almost there. But anyway, Deanna's also putting together, she and I are finishing over 200 stones, a listing of over 200 stones with energy qualities, every once in a while numerology or something added to it. Just basic information for these stones. But she is going to make a book. She'll put me on as a co-author or something. We'll both be authors. But she'll be the one putting it out. She'll get it copyrighted like everything else and then have it for sale. Because all these books said all this helps you. This stone helps you have a higher understanding, and this stone puts you in the celestial realm, and this one helps you talk with angels. This one helps you find your inner self. You want to find your inner self, find a good chair, relax, have the light down, dim, have it well lit, and a white wall to relax and stare at. Music, whatever you like. No mantras, just relax. Every time you take a natural but full breath and take another one, you calm down more and more. Excuse me. It's the heart. Skips every once in a while, and it makes my breathing jerk. Yeah. When you feel heart energy, it'll make your heart jump a little bit, maybe all of a sudden breathe in a little more out of nowhere. Doesn't make a jerk like that. Heart's right there with the lungs. The heart energy goes in through the touches a core, but spirit core going down your spine, as well as the lungs. I hesitated saying the lungs. I was like, I had to look at it and see it again. The lights just flickered to tell me, yeah, it is. I always want to be correct about what I say, but everyone makes mistakes. Don't worry about it. Human fey or feyman spirit has been put inside an animal. It's more prevalent now, but there's times in the past when it had been done, even though, as I stated properly, the law was that that was not allowed to happen. There's a simple numerology that's going to be posted on the website, and the runes of awakening that I have, when you use them together, along with basic first letters of main words, you can get message through license plates. You'll be wondering about something, and all of a sudden, boom, your spirit guide will turn you and make you look at a license plate of a car going by. And when you get to the point you can read it quickly, or you just remember it while you're driving, you're going to get the message. Okay, that's not until you're familiar with the runes, not until you're familiar with the simple numerology. Because you see it at a glance, and then you look right back on the road. Unless you're in a parking lot, don't try to read a license plate, and if you do, wait till it's shown to you. You can't just go around reading license plates that are parked and get the information you want. But if all of a sudden your head's turned to look at a license plate, then that means something. I once learned how to astral project while I was driving. First time I did that, I almost ran right into a lady, into the rear end, and at that point I found out how to do that properly. And don't go doing that. I guess I shouldn't have said something, but I just want you to know I screw up like everyone else. People, there's never been a God, there's never been a devil. There's just us. But once you understand how awesome you are, that's all we need. There's no 10 commandments, but there is the law of your heart. And those that really want to screw around with everyone, they're not coming back in bodies. And their time in that body will be limited. And that's basically it. Don't forget, trusting yourself takes time, and you have to extend to yourself the chance to trust time. You have to extend yourself the time to trust yourself, to learn to develop faith in yourself. Just see what you see. Don't hope it's something. Don't wait. Don't look for it to be something. Just see what you can see. Remember, we want truth, not pretend excitement. Serves no purpose. Make you feel good for a minute, and then what? Where'd you get anywhere? You didn't. You wasted time. Deanna's not going to do a whole lot of talking. Anyway, she has other jobs. And it's all of it has to do with off planet, not even being here. So she's got her work cut out, but not here. Anyway, she'll just be running things. Don't worry about what other people say. My advice to you: do what you think is right. Follow your heart. Learn to trust yourself, your abilities. Things that I say that make sense, that seem to have some kind of meaning, listen to it. Okay? Think about holding on to that thought process. As time goes, once I'm out of here in 4 months, once I've been out of this body 4 months, everything that had a chance ever to give you a hard time and lie to you as a spirit guide or anything, or mess with you, they're gone. When they pop up, when they do, is infrequent as it'll be, because don't forget, there's I don't know how many people every second coming out of bodies. They're going to go ahead and come out, and they should be stopped. But they might be able to reach someone and mess with them just for a moment, and then they'll be taken away, and then they'll either realize never to do it again, usually the first time, then after that they're either taken away or deleted. So if their problem need to be taken away, they'll be frozen and stored in another dimension, and they'll stay there until I got the time of day with them. Imagine having lives where you knew that you were spirit temporarily forced into a body, temporarily located in a physical body where you could not get out. but at least you could talk to the other side. You knew that you were spirit, only temporarily in a body. You knew who you were. You didn't think you were a body that had to die and you had to praise some made-up God so that you don't go to hell, even though it loves you eternally and made hell to punish you eternally if it wasn't pleased with you. The all-loving, all-forgiving God. Imagine if you were aware who you really were, and you were driving a body through a life, and you could always talk with the other side. You could see them. How much stress would that take out of your life? Just knowing who you are and what was going on would make your life so much easier, especially if that physical body was made to where if it was really too much, you had an escape button to press. I don't mean put a bullet to your head. I mean a way for you to get out of your body. Remember, the original first being, it was the first. It was 27.5% lower frequencies, not too healthy. Especially with the fact that it was alone and it started freaking out. So it started getting intellectually, emotionally sick. And it actually split itself into two slightly different parts just to give itself company. Imagine going through that and what it would do to you, but especially if you were lower frequencies, more lower frequencies. And then it released parts of itself to beat it up, to make it, and beat it up in these physical bodies to make it stronger, bigger, to create more and more individual beings, all of them to praise them. In the very beginning, it was to have company, but that quickly changed into we want praise. So imagine them gone, the original angels gone, nothing controlling you. Excuse me. You knowing you're here to have a life to learn, and your lives are a lot easier. You can always talk to your spirit mate, even have lives with your spirit mate. Be like going to college. Compare that to what we're going through now: war, disease, famine, extensive, intense abuse, even torture. Where's the sense in any of that? Where's your loving God? Where's any proof of that? You're being tortured and you get a day off and you say, thank you, God? Really? How much sense does that really make? This information is so simple. Know who you are. The very first book is the least expensive of the creation series I wrote. I wrote it for all of you, so you'd have the information. Okay? The source war. Everything I've been dealing with. What's been going on? Who was doing what? So, later on you'll find out through the spiritual foundation about some other source beings that were created that I'm almost done or have almost finished dealing with. Just abusing the hell out of everyone. They're pretty much all dead, not all of them, but almost all of them. Take the time, like I said earlier, to relax, listen to what I say, see how you feel about it with your heart. All your feelings, the only two emotions there are fear and anger that's actually develops off of the initial emotion of fear, but the only two emotions are fear and anger. Everything else is feelings created in your heart. So see how you feel about something. Listen to it intellectually. Is there any way this can make any sense? Forget about what you've heard, what you've been told. Just, and I know that's part of your life, the way we've all been raised, but just relax. See if there's any way it makes any sense, if it fits into your life. See how you feel about it with your heart. What is your gut feeling? Tell you about it. Solar plexus. We've all been taught a bunch of crap, and that's all changing. Just think about this life and compare the information I give you, see if it settles in with what's going on in your life. And remember, our own personal truth is what we develop ourselves, and we develop it from the input we receive. Knowledge or data is pulled in, and between the heart and the hypothalamus gland of the brain, you produce understanding. The greater your collection of understandings, the greater your personal wisdom, and all of that is your own truth. Your own truth is going to change a little bit as you're aware of more things. Little flick of the light there. I'm trying to help myself to remember. I'm almost done now, though. But anyway, also at this time I want to mention real quick that with these stones, when you want to relax, and so there's no Akashic records, folks. What there is free information that's openly available, in the field, and the field goes through you. You're already connected. Take some nice relaxing breaths. Stare at a white, close your eyes. If you want, stare at a blank white wall with nothing on it, and let your eyes go out of focus. 3, 4, 5, maybe 1, maybe no. Relax, full breaths. All of a sudden you'll feel yourself as you calm down. Your brain, your frequencies in your brain start to relax and flow with the field. That's already going through you. It's an invisible soft stream of energy that goes through you. The information is there. It's flowing through your brain. You just have to access it. You want to relax and have help doing that? Nuumite and Amethyst. These spheres and everything that we build here, they're incredibly powerful. But unless you have a relaxing sphere, they're not necessarily for you to, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but they're made, the stones have the proper frequencies, plus all that added source energy from myself and Deanna is made to literally go into you and work on those parts of your brain, body, your heart, solar plexus, all of you. They have the proper frequencies and power to go in and help develop you, help waken you up. The parts of you that need to see better, one of the spheres for pineal for seeing, if you have it near your bed especially, and on the max ones, that it's 45-foot reach, okay? Some of them go farther. It's possible, but it's really rare. Anyway, it all depends. If you want to access it, you can. Okay, you could be on the other side of the world and want to access a stone that you see in a video that I've made, and you can reach it. Okay, but when you sleep and you're relaxing, that's why you have them within 35 foot, 25 foot if you can. But while you're sleeping, your body's, those frequencies are building up your pineal gland, your organs. You're making yourself stronger. But when it's time to go see something, just let it sit where it's at, because you're used to it by now, and then just hold some Nuumite, and Amethyst. If you want to see something more with your telepathy vision, something like that, put a nice piece of Lapis Lazuli with it. Our stones are the best we could ever find. When I go to buy stuff, they cost a lot of money. Um, we have so much, we very rarely buy anything anymore. We have tons. We have tons and tons and tons of stone. But this is how you find things out for yourself and develop your own truth. Deanna says with a lot of the orders, she puts something out, or it might be on a website. She's the one who invented it. She said, or wrote it, came up with it at this point in time. That said, who do you want to be? Everyone else is taken. Be yourself. You can't live anyone else's life, and you shouldn't let anyone tell you how to live your life. I'll tell you the abuse is going to stop. I'll give you a heads up on that. But other than that, you don't need anyone to tell you. You don't need religions. You have something much better than this fake God thing. You have yourself, the real you. There's all of us. We are a family of individuals. We don't have to deal with each other, but you need to know who you are and what's real. So, not what you've been told. Not what you've put yourself into believing. Not what the original first angels used to put into your head to make you believe it. That's how it happens. They go right down through your crowns, into the hypothalamus gland, and they run you. That's the only way this could be done. And every time you go in a body, you have if you have a lot of lower or negative frequencies, you get one strong archangel and one spirit guide that stays pretty much away. And that spirit guide's going to be pretty strong negative, about the same as yourself. But other than that, a lot of people who are higher frequencies, higher level frequencies, 17% and less, lower frequencies, you have like 5 angels on you. And primary is always in your head. Or they used to be anyway. They're almost all dead now. But that's what you've been living with all your life. All that crap's gone. You don't need anything like that. You need to be yourself. You need to be left alone to explore who you are, what you like, and to find out more. And you'll be able to do it the whole time, knowing who you are and where you're going, and to see the other side, talk to the other side, and even have lives with your spirit mate. When someone tells you bullshit, like this other idiot, Bobby Prince or Tommy Price, whatever. See how you feel about it. Try listening to a couple of things I say. See how you feel. When it's time, after I'm gone a while, you're all going to have help waking up. It's going to be easier for people to help you wake up. It's going to be easier for other people to crank you up. Everyone's going to start becoming awake and aware, anyone that wants to be, and that those that don't won't be allowed in body. So anyway, that's enough. I never expected to be on this channel again until after I was finally out of this body, and Dan had time to go relax for a few months and then come back. I expect them. So I've got some videos to make for. And I said 2,000 years from now, these bodies are gone. Only 10% are going to be left. And the reason why there's going to be 10% of the physical bodies is because some spirit has to have some rougher lives to grow, to develop quick, because they have jobs coming. So for those idiots that say, oh, it's the death of everyone, they're evil and all this other stuff, it's all evil. I'll tell you what's evil, if there is such a thing. Being put in a body and being abused. When there's no body, there's no pain. There's no hunger. There's no disease. You're self-awake and aware of everything. You can travel from one end of the universe and back, taking time to look in about 9 seconds. When you release other parts of yourself to for you and your spirit mate to produce more beings, you just relax, and it takes 10 seconds. Wow. Anyway, you can feel more, do more. You are clean, pure. Like people looking for ascension. We're going to be clean energy. We're going to ascend out of the body. It's called death. Happens all the time. The only difference is now when you go home, it's cleaner over there. There's no one for you to bow to. Anyway, that's enough. There shouldn't be any reason for me ever to have to get on here after having said this. I need to spend my time working on relaxing, trying to get out of this body quicker, help it die quicker, so I can be free to go to work for everyone. What others want doesn't matter. I'm the oldest. I've been around. I'm your brother. I'm your oldest brother, that's all. There's nothing to pray to, nothing to praise. It's just time to explore yourselves to become who you are. So, the more time you take relaxing and let your mind relax and float around, taking full natural breaths, the quicker you become yourself and understand, then how you look at life changes. So, you're not the body. You are in the body having a life, trapped. The body dies, you come out. You're all going to start waking up while in body and being able to see the other side. So at least you won't have everything beaten on you. Over 80% of the abuse is taken out of your life. You'll be able to notice that you'll be able to realize for yourself, to see for yourself that you are spirit trapped in a body, and that you're here for a reason, and that you'll be getting out of it. In the meantime, you'll be talking to other people on the other side. There'll be a lot of people helping you. Y'all take care, man. Love you. See you when I do. I'm always hanging around. Just need to get out of here.